here to celebrate the Creative Youth Celebration of 2025, the awards for this year. I want to acknowledge that we're all here because we support youth artists. We believe in their voice because they are the stewards of the present and the future culture. Thank you so much, artists, for sharing with us. Please welcome Iris to the stage with some warm applause.
So this poem is dedicated to my grandfather, and it talks about his experiences as a child in China during World War II. Epitaphs at Tianxi Temple, Luoyang, 1944. 1. Whittled into sawdust, we count the infinities between our knuckles. Chalkboard, bloodline, peony. Our spines bend over the dirt like crescent moons, trembling, fish-like. I am afraid, and I am afraid of becoming less than my skin. Every bombed-out village glittering underneath an answerless moon. 2. These days, I am more sand than body. Sha, time-sweaten mountain stone, the most bloodless kind of killing. Eastward, the swollen red sun surfaces belly up from the water's frothing mouth. In my language, sand is just a homonym of massacre. 3. At night, I dream of our people reincarnated as flying fish. We flee to the mountain caves after they wrench our streets gutless. I had not known how, in their aftermath, that a body resembles a crater. How, after a lead-tipped rain, a crater resembles nothing. 4. Before this was a classroom, it was a temple. Nuwa sat underneath this pockmarked stone, and we sprouted from yellow clay devoted to farmland and other theftable things. The monks once renounced every mortal language to know the taste of air. I wonder if the soldiers will use our blood to practice their calligraphies. 5. Far away, the low howl of rifles tears night into scattered screams. We press promises in place of yams in children's hands. This is home. Like the sun, we had brothers once. This is the peony tree. Hope is not a violent creed. This is a skeleton swaddled in its roots. 2 more, restless, above ground. Thank you.
Okay, I will be reading a poem titled Mooncakes. A little bit of context behind this poem. There is a myth in Chinese culture, and if you're not familiar, the myth is of 2 characters named Chang'e and Hou Yi. So the myth goes that there were once 10 suns in the sky, which was overheating the world, and after Hou Yi shot down 9 of them, he was awarded with an immortality pill. And the story goes that one day, Chang'e swallows both of the pills, and as she was supposed to share them with her husband, she is punished by the gods by being banished to the moon forever. And there are multiple versions of the story. In some versions, she swallows the pill in order to save it from being stolen. In other versions of the story, she swallows it because she is selfish. And in some old versions of the story, she stole it in order to fly to the moon to escape from her husband. And my poem was inspired by this myth. So this is Mooncakes. It's sharp enough to pierce 9 suns, the knife my mother seizes in her white waxen hands. Next to the storm-stained window we muted with breath, the rusted tip begging for a body between the wooden frames. Beneath the chrysanthemum light fogging with want, I imagine my mother as a girl on the kitchen floor, knees stacked like broken plates. How the crisp September moon slicks over the dry cracks in her lips, girlhood, pooling in the flush of her cheeks. When 10 suns seared the sky, Ho-Yi pitched an arrow at my father, fingers slick with oil-stained light. 2 decades ago, under Manhattan's 2 a.m. blanket, August air whirred, crying a colicky child's cry. How the music of the daughter born guilty harmonized with the music of the angry father snoring. How sweat milked our palms, softened the pillowcases with sadness. Mid-autumn fevers brought maple leaves, redder than pure want, red as a ghost lantern street. My mother says, "Moon girl, this is not the time for regret." In another version of the story, Ho-Yi leaves Chang'e gifts after she leaves the salted elegy of a woman's closed fist for a palmful of cirrus clouds. What's forbidden packed onto her tongue like lotus paste. A body waiting for the darling blade, the washed down moonlight gnawing at her stomach. The knife in my mother's hand flakes into penny-stained rust. Split 8 ways, our bodies sliced into forgotten pieces of folktale. Even after our faces soften with autumn's last harvest, I still hunger for the warning of a mother who knows the price of girlhood. In the sky, a preemptive eulogy for the life sentences daughters spent on the moon. But who cares? The yolk of the myth melts between my teeth, under my tongue, into my throat, salted and yellow, the last sun still waiting to fall.